So, what's some bit in that today? First of all, we're going to define what it's a FOMO, and as you call her the launch FOMO is, but I kind of like to associate that with AI FOMO because of the trend of the hype that's happening today. We're going to talk about why it happens, if lost with the negative side effects, and I will provide you with practical strategies on how to deal with it. And in the end, I'll provide my call to action related to how they really find possible related to this today's event. So, one is careful. Let's look at some definitions. So, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, verb is not or all. It's a particularly natural means every grade line fixed even something more by two or share and also data. According to data, it's like a feeling that there is not exploration, events, experience, or life positions that make your life better. Uh, and it has a few key characteristics. So it's often associated with anxiety. It's linked to social comparison, and it is associated with the fear that you're left behind or you're missing out any opportunities. And it's mostly amplified by the constant days of finds everywhere, like on social media, trending is high that is happening. So for me, I define AI FOMO as the theory that I was not heritage develop tools, frameworks, models, or even skills are uh, that are navigate the rapidly changing landscape of AI. And why it happens? Blink and you miss. I guess this how the Bulls Nepal came about AI debates and actually at it it can be more accurate than that defaults, it's kind of a way you say that my guess is they don't art model, for example, may not be uh, today's state art model. And if we look at some statistics, so this is from the Stanford University's Human Centered AI report. It's just highlights. But if you want to read of for, I have put the links there as well. I have read it to read that report because it's like very insightful. But these are just the highlights from that report. So, first of all, AI research publications, it never triple from 2010 to 2020. So it went from like 88,000 articles to like probably 240,000 articles. So it got to the mark that we got roughly 500 articles a day. So that is like a lot. And there's still like a race open source GitHub project as well, especially in 2023. Uh, it's kind of okay to like 50 non-persons. So that is like the race of the total number of GitHub projects. If they the last one, one of the most important things like tables report also help us. There's been like 51 roadful models for produced from industry, and that is considered as a new high of the field of AI. But that's not all. It's not like limited to AI research models and publications because companies they're also racing to build AI to integrate my AI. They want to like develop and introduce integrate AI technologies enablers in their uh, products because they want to improve customer experience, for example, so provide like a more tailored and personalized experience. They also want to provide smarter insights and decisions using predictive analysis, for example. They want to optimize, automate for rational outputs. They also want to be part of the rapid innovation and the experimentation. So, because of that, I just a few days ago, the Wall Street Journal published this article which states that uh, companies are constantly seeking out AI skills when they're looking for potential AI and technology hires work happening. That's so kind also for us to like stay up to date with who catch up with where new trends that's have real set like the surge of the LLMs and generative AI. And then that leads to the next slide, which is the negative effects of that like kind of AI tool. Um, and actually, little is bit said about it, but it's mostly like a reality for random bus in central districts. And based on the type of maps that I have, especially, but people may feel like they were like very real side effects. But for me, it's hard to wear or not because air exposure some with positive like information and trends you can that leads you what the call information and when you're in a chase then channels up it can cause and fade to exotic also. And the second negative side effect is imposter syndrome. And guys, it's not cliche. This is really serious. And mostly women are affected by imposter syndrome. So it happens when you feel like you're never catching up with every new chance or you feel like you're wasting on no opportunities. And you'll start to doubt other skills and knowledge, even in the low weighted skills that you already gained so far. Oh, and the last one is the failure paralysis. So this happens when you spend lots of your time searching, learning, deciding what to learn, anything but like working and doing the real stuff. So it is like when the brain not desire like want to learn first and which tool to why you. So you would spend more time deciding what to learn instead of like doing the learning. Yeah. And here are the strategies to deal with like kind of AI code. First of all, focus on kind of results. When we talk about AI, say science, machine learning, it's always comes with programming skills, mathematics, algebra practice, the banking statistics, problem solving, reading anything, whatever kind of project you're working on, you will always put base fundamentals into facts. And remember that fundamental, they never go out of spark. And it applies to every the way it's not like limits to it. Data science so much. It applies to any kind of technologies that you are working on. Uh, the next one, this is one of my favorite strategies, which is to set smart learning workflows. So it's not for smart, but it also is for specific, memorable, achievable, relevant, held timer. So, for example, it can have like you can create like a list of all the things that you want to learn, and then you do small steps at a time. It depends on your schedule. You can do it like monthly, weekly, daily. Depends on your ability, your capacity, and your schedule. And you can create a list like the one that I put is there. Have four examples called the first ones you want to learn generative AI, and the next ones you want to do prompt engineering. Uh, next one for do It will explore AI episode on. And then the other stage of like creating a bar that's like this, it's gonna help you to focus on one thing at a time. And it will also prevent you from evolving the chin. So if you hear like instead terms in AI processes and think that it's something that is relevant and you want to learn it, that you can move on to performance. Uh, and the next one is learn by doing. So you can work on flow hands-on problems depending on the rates and your what you like to do, your passion. You can work on very like small projects. And you can also engage in competitions. I will have panel or Zoom video as well. That's one time I know about. Uh, and studies it show that 75% of the on knowledge is written up with after the hours where you cancel learning. Uh, People will fuck with our competition, and I with our competition, they always go with like cash fry. And I would encourage you to think below wage first and put that before half price. Because if you're putting your saving, for example, that you want the kind of competition in learning work, they will always want to ask you about the low wage date from a competition. And they will also ask you about your portal, the methodology that you use, instead of asking how much they will for the competition. So I knew you need to retain that. And specialization. What's cool about AI is that it has a broad skills that we can work with focus. So we can choose the two great skills and that will find will resonate for you. You can just computer vision, you can do NLP, you can do reinforcement learning, you can do learning AI. Uh, and it's not limited to these fields because AI also spans different types of industries. So you can specialize in healthcare, for example. They can do marketing, they can do renewable energy, education, uh, valuable or interests. Um, the advantage specialization is that you can build a niche expertise in that domain that you're working on. And they will also stay up to date uh, without being distracted by other habits. And it will also improve your competitiveness in the job market and people who have even like those kind of an expert in one of the way that will really boost your competitiveness. And related to specialization, it lead to bots, the depth, and the breadth of learning. It is called a T-shaped learning. So that is related to specialization. So it is like you specialize in one core area to build your expertise. And that is called intensive learning. And you will spend 80% of your time doing that. Red on your side, it's like just a general awareness of the border chance where you are just in field. So it's all exploratory learning and you will focus 20% on your time doing that. For example, look at courses on NLP and we can also explore the folder uh, terminologies by computer vision or reinforcement learning, for example. And the advantage of that is if you find the right balance between that and print, uh, you can strengthen your credibility in your specialized area. And you can also improve your adaptability to other domains that are related to AI so that we can expand your opportunities. And that will prevent you from learning out and that will introduce you to variety of learning. And additional strategies on top of that, you need to filter out your information. I know that when we are sparked out, we tend to follow their model for let's say, for example, or if they're talking about, let's say, statistics, or if they're talking about generative AI, since that was the true one now. But what really is to create your source and filter your social media because a lot of information thing over where you cannot like control that. So you have new is not like you have a unit to follow relevant blogs, newsletter, and experts. And you also need to prioritize quality over quantity. So you need to choose selectively. Can you feel me as like if you're eating food, if you're eating a lot of food, your stomach at the end it will get upset. And our brain works the same way as that. So you need to cut your selectively. Uh joy limited units. Like the Google developers prepare for uh, and learn from experts at TED Talks, sessions, and workshops. You can so share your knowledge because sharing and teaching is one of the best learning methodology, and it's been said that 90% of what you're learning when you teach it and after 24 hours, 90% of that you're retaining that information. And you need to build mentor mentee relationship. That means that you need to support each other as well. And the last one gets us provide vegetables. I picked the last one that was just that's like a big summary of what's been said before. So you need to have strong partitions. Is it relevant to the project, the research, the study, the work that I'm doing for? It how much of it do I need to work? Do I need to understand if like in a deep manner or do I just need to focus on like a broader understanding of yeah. Yeah. So I'm married to a motivation where like call action. First of all, you raise such your need of navigating it's really overwhelming. But you need to remember that you have to stay curious, but also be kind to yourself and know that there is a limit to what your brain can consume. And remember that it is a journey, it's not a sprint. Also, celebrate your progress. If the like the smallest step forward, that is already a step toward your career advancement. My next call to action is support each other. So if you feel like you are already from a long career, uh, consider helping one mentor is someone who is just starting up with you. But how already feel what they felt when you were just started out in the field. And if you're early in your career, seek out a mentor and learn from someone who's been there because that can save us time, energy, and stress. Uh, and remember that Mary Curie once said, nothing in life is to be feared, it's only to be understood. Now it's the time to understand more so that we make it. Thank you.